it's Sandra here, and I'm so thrilled to have you joining today. If you are new here, welcome to my channel where I share great content about myself, friends, and family and what I enjoy doing most. And to my loyal subscribers, it's fantastic to have you back. Before we jump into today's video, I want to encourage you to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. Now, let's catch up on what I've been up to lately. Recently, I've been in the process of applying to the medical school in the UK. It has been an incredible journey of research and discovery, and I can't wait to share all the insights and the knowledge that I've gathered so far with you. On a personal note, I had the opportunity to travel to Ukraine to study medicine in 2019. I had a great experience, from the way of teaching to the kind of friends that I made. Fast forward, the war between Ukraine and Russia started in February 2022, so I came back to the UK. So, getting back to the UK, I enrolled in online classes with my prestigious Ukrainian medical school. Studying medicine online was an incredible experience, but it came without actual practice. So I decided to apply for medicine in the UK. The prospect of studying medicine in such a renowned educational system is both challenging and thrilled. The application process was rigorous, involving research, personal statements, and an entrance exam, which is the UCAT. I put in countless preparation just to ensure that I was ready for that step. One of the first steps I took was enrolling in an Access to Medicine course with a reputable distance learning center. Distance Learning Center has proven to be a valuable platform for me, offering flexibility and the opportunity to balance my studies with other commitments. It has allowed me to tailor my learning experience to my specific needs, while still receiving excellent educational support from the Distance Learning Center. This is their website. Feel free to check them out. They are really affordable and they have other access to higher education courses. This decision was instrumental in laying a solid foundation for my medical aspiration. And I would say that if you are a mature student and you do not have A levels, but you want to go to the university, do an access course. Through distance learning, I was able to study at my own pace, at the comfort of my own, which suited my busy schedule perfectly. Now, let's talk about the entrance exams. So here in the UK, there are two exams that you can write in order to get into med school. We have the BMAT and the UCAT. In my case, I decided to write UCAT. Why? Because of the choices of schools that I made. In your case, you can decide to write BMAT, but first, make a research on the schools that take BMAT and the schools that take UCAT, and then you know which right way to go. Preparing for the UCAT, guys, is a crucial part of the journey. You have to prepare. You have to prepare. You cannot stay all the way to the day or a day before the exam and say, I'm going through it once, I'm going to the center to write. Guys, you have to really have time. Just make some time for yourself and prepare, because it's not too difficult, but I can tell you for a fact it is tricky. This was my first time. It wasn't really bad trying, but yeah, I had an average mark, which wasn't bad. Yeah. On that day, I was so nervous when I got to the exam center. Because it was my first time and I didn't know what to do, I just had to follow the instructions, which I will advise that you all do when you get to your exam center when you are going to write either BMAT or your UCAT exam. I followed all the instructions, sat down, did my exam. After everything was done, my result was printed for me at that very moment when I was done. I looked at the results and I was like, dear. Well, I had an average score, not what I was expecting, but I felt like, what am I going to do with this score? Because I first researched on the scores that the schools were expecting, the schools that I chose were expecting. So I felt like I'm not even in this range. How am I going to get into med school with this kind of score? You know what I did? I quickly called a friend of mine that I knew who was also in the same process of doing the exam, or she had already had an experience of it. I called her, I spoke to her, and what she told me was, you know what, this is not the end of the road for you. What you have to do now is to change the choices of school. And that was exactly what I did. And that is what I will tell you guys. If you feel like the score is not what you expected, that your score was either average, I wouldn't say so bad, guys, do not do bad at it. But if your score was average, do not think that is the end of the road for you. Just change the choices of your school, and that is it. Another crucial aspect of applying to the medical school is the personal statement. Guys, when I was done with my UCAT exam, that wasn't it. That wasn't the end of it all. I had to now sit down and plan my personal statement. Writing your personal statement is a chance for you to express your genuine interest in medicine, and also to communicate the qualities that make you a suitable candidate for the school. For the personal statement, I will make a video of how mine looked like, the layout obviously, so you'll be able to have a visual perspective of how yours will look like. Don't forget to leave a comment below telling me what else you want to include in my next video. Another thing to remember, guys, when you're done writing your personal statement, make sure you proofread it. Let someone else to also proofread it for you. Do not do this alone. You have good people around you that can help you. Utilize it. Utilize the help of those people, because you might read it and it might sound nice in your ear. You wouldn't notice any mistakes you've made. Someone else will read it and will notice 1 or 2 mistakes that you have to correct. Or even if not mistakes, there could be something like some additions that you have to add just for your personal statement to be nice. So after writing my personal statement and doing all the proofreadings, I submitted my UCAS application with my GCSE, my personal statement, and the access course that I was doing. Obviously, the UCAT score was given to the schools already. Yes, they take the UCAT score directly, so no need to attach it. They have it already. Around October through to November, invitations to interviews started coming in. I received mine around October, and I was so happy. I was so happy that at least my hard work paid. The interviews were held from December through to February. I had one of mine in December, one in January, and one in February. So you know how hectic that was. Preparing for medical interviews involves a mix of research, practice, and self-reflection. Most of the medical websites that you use in preparing for your interviews do have mock sessions that you can do. I will advise that you do some mock sessions before the day of the interviews. If you do not want to pay for this, you can actually do with a friend or a family member, which is fine. Do feel free to leave a comment if you have any general questions about the medical interviews. I will not be here to tell you any specific question, but I surely can help you with some general questions that were asked. After the interview, on the 14th of March, I received an email saying, "Dear Sandra, congratulations. We are delighted to confirm that we are making you a conditional offer to study Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery. We think that your application is strong and we would like to offer you a place to come and study with us." How does that sound? Well, I was so happy that my hard work actually paid. This news came as a shock. Why? Because I didn't believe I could do this, but I did it. I'm sure many of you are also preparing for this process, and those who already have experience in this, please do not hesitate to leave a comment so you can be a blessing to others. Thank you for joining in on this journey, and Stay tuned for more updates on my progress. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and also leave a comment about your thoughts and on what you want to see in my next content. Remember that we are in this together. Love you. Bye.